Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I can see your name, which I can't recognize. It's what?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Lima IQRA 10th C. What is that? Can you rename that one?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Who is good afternoon? Who is LIMA IQRA? What is
Sir,
that?
these are the name of two girls, Ilma and Ikra.
Ilma and Ikra. That's the name. I never saw that before. How come? Let me just check. Why I never noticed that name before. Ilma Ikra. Can you switch on your videos, please? Ilma Ikra.
इल्मा एंड इकरा, आप अपनी वीडियो ऑन कीजिए.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
एंड जिन्होंने अपनी वीडियोस ऑफ कर रखी हैं वो ऑन कर लीजिए. हिमांशु, सिमरन, दिशा, अर्पण, स्विच ऑन योर वीडियोस.
Himanshu, your videos are still not on. Simran.
चिराग, वीडियो ऑन कीजिए अपना. अर्पण, अपना वीडियो ऑन कीजिए. नूपुर,
Arshita, your video is not coming up. It's a black video. So Okay, Kirti is remaining, Astha is remaining. Okay, so please switch on your videos. We will get started in the meantime. Okay, I'll check it again in another 2-3 minutes. Okay, so okay, let's do a few more questions of different type. अभी तक हमने जो ज्यादा questions किए हैं, they were more about the consistency, the uniqueness of solutions and things like that. Okay, so अब जो है let's try to do more application questions. ठीक है, तो draw the graph of the pair of equations, the given equations, write the vertices of the triangle formed by these lines and the y-axis. Also find the area of this triangle. Okay, so ये questions जो हैं, ये किस तरह के question है, थोड़ा coordinate geometry is the type of question, the type of question that we do in coordinate geometry. Okay, so very similar thing. So how will we do this? Let's try this one out. Okay, so what we will do is obviously we will do a rough construction here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, so how do we do such things? We have to at least have 2 points. Ideally, we take about 3 points so that we can also check if our points are correct. Okay, so for the first line, let's take our points. We'll take 3 points. Okay, the simplest way to do is put x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 4. Okay, put y is equal to 0 now. Okay, and you get the value of x as 2. Okay, now we can take one another value. Let's put x is equal to 1. Then the value of y will be 2, right? So we just need 2 points are enough, but I'm taking the third point only as a check. Okay, so we will do a rough construction here. We need values till 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay. So x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 4. So this is 1 point we get, right? And the other point we get is 2, 0, which is this point, right? So this is our first line. We can go ahead and draw our first line here. Okay, so let's quickly check if the point 1, 2 lies on that. Okay, so we can see roughly it lies here, right? It does lie on this. So we are fine. So our line is correct. Now let's do it for the second line. Okay, x, y. So we will take again x as 0. So y is -4. We will take y as 0, then x is 2. Okay, and again we can take some other point. Okay, so we can take x as 1 again. So if x is 1, then y is equal to -2, right? So let's draw this line. Let me use another color. Okay, so x 0, -4. Okay, so 0, -4, so it will come on this side. Okay, so this is the point we get, and the other point is 2, 0, which is the same point, right? So luckily for us, we already have the intersection point now. So this is our other line. Okay, we can check 1, -2 does lie on this roughly. Okay, when you do it on a graph paper, you would be able to see that more clearly, of course, right? So it does lie here, which is fine. Now, what is the other part? Find the vertices. So which is easy? What is this vertex? This is 0, 4, and this is 0, -4. And this is 2, 0. So these are the three vertices of this triangle. Okay, now also find the area of this triangle. How will we find the area?
So area of triangle वाला formula लगाएंगे.
हाँ,
Half into x1 into y2 minus y3.
No, sir, half into
No,
base
I
into
mean,
height से भी हो जाएगा.
yes, we can just do it with half into base into height. Okay, that is a simple formula we can use here. So we can take this as the base, then we will know the height, right? So the base is 8.
So -8 आ रहा है.
Base is 8, right? The sign doesn't matter, and this is 2. So 8 not centimeter, because we don't know the unit. So we will say unit squared. Okay, so that is the answer. Okay, so now how will we do this question? Write an equation of a line passing through the point representing the solution of the pair of linear lines. How many such lines can we find? Okay, so how do we find a point? It's the point of intersection of the two lines. Okay, so you can solve the two equations. The value of x comma y is the point. Okay, so I'm not going to solve that. Now the second is, how many such lines can we find? Okay, I am asking a question here that without solving this, can you answer the second question without solving the first part? Okay, so there can only be two answers. Okay, there are only two answers possible. Either infinite lines can go, or infinite is one answer, and what is the other answer? Other answer is one line. Okay, so when will
Line
it be?
possible only.
हाँ, so infinite कब होगा? जब यूनिक आंसर है, जब यूनिक सॉल्यूशन है तो एक पॉइंट मिलेगा हमें, और पॉइंट पे से इनफाइनाइट लाइंस जा सकते हैं. और अगर इनफाइनाइट सॉल्यूशंस मिलेंगे तो इसका मतलब इनफाइनाइट पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे जो एक ही लाइन पे एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. दिस इज इन केस ऑफ इनफाइनाइट सॉल्यूशंस. Okay, so interesting thing is this answer is going to be exactly opposite of the number of solutions. Okay, so we can see that the ratios here are not equal. 1/2 is not equal to -1. So we can say it's a unique point, and hence the answer is infinite lines. Understood this part? So obviously you can solve this and then do this, it will be easier, but sometimes if the question asked is only this much, you don't even have to solve the equations. Okay, okay, now let's do this question. I think this is a more interesting question. If x plus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial, then find the values of a and b given that 2a minus 3b is equal to 4.
सर हम डिवीजन मेथड से इसे करेंगे, जो हमारा रिमाइंडर आएगा वो इसके इक्वल कर देंगे जो हमें गिवन है.
नहीं, हमें डिवीजन मेथड की जरूरत नहीं है. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट इज सेम कि फैक्टर है.
तो कर सकते हैं ना, तो x की वैल्यू -1 आ जाएगी, 1 फैक्टर.
हाँ, लेकिन हमें x की वैल्यू -1 आ जाएगी इन द सेंस हमें x की वैल्यू नहीं निकालनी है, राइट? देखिए इसमें हम क्या यूज कर रहे हैं, इसमें हम यूज कर रहे हैं द फैक्टर थियरम, राइट, कि अगर
सर अगर
x प्लस वन फैक्टर है तो इसका मतलब द पॉलिनोमियल with the value -1 will be 0, right? So this into -1 cubed plus a into -1 squared plus 2b into -1 plus 1, okay, this should be equal to 0.
सर b की वैल्यू आई है -2, सॉरी 2 प्लस 2।
ठीक है, तो ये क्या हो गया हमारा, -2 हो गया प्लस a -2b plus 1 is equal to 0, right? And we get a minus 2b is equal to 1. ये हमारी फर्स्ट इक्वेशन मिल गई, राइट? और सेकेंड इक्वेशन एक्चुअली ऑलरेडी दी हुई है यहां पे, तो वी जस्ट राइट अ सेकेंड इक्वेशन, या
आ गई वैल्यू सर a5 आई है और b2।
okay, very good. So now this is just left to solving, right? Usually the, you know, this is the easiest method to do it, would be -4b is equal to 2, and we subtract, right? So we will get b is equal to 2, and we can go and put this back here to get a is equal to 5. Okay, so that is the answer. Now, how will we do this question? The angles of a triangle are x, y, and 40 degrees. The difference between the two angles x and y is 30 degrees. Find x and y. Okay, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन है. कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी यूज करेंगे?
Angle sum property of triangle.
एंगल सम प्रॉपर्टी. सो हमें पहली इक्वेशन मिलेगी x प्लस वाई प्लस 40 इज इक्वल टू 180. ओके, 180 degree, which means x plus y is equal to 140 degrees. ये हमारी फर्स्ट इक्वेशन हो गई, और दूसरी हमें दी गई है x minus y, assuming x is the bigger angle, is equal to 30 degrees, right? Now we just have to solve these two equations. Okay, that is a trivial thing. You can just add the two. We will get 170 is equal to 2x, x is equal to 170 by 2, which is 85 degrees.
वैल्यू आई है 85 डिग्री एंड y की आई है 55 डिग्री।
Very good. Okay, so a very simple question. Let's move on to a slightly more involved question. 2 years ago, Salim was thrice as old as his daughter, and 6 years later, he will be 4 years older than twice her age. Okay, how old are they now? ठीक है, तो इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस को हमें हमेशा स्टेप्स में करना है, राइट? तो हम पहले उनकी करंट एज ले लेते हैं. मान लीजिए सलीम की करंट एज एस है और डॉटर की डी है. ओके, नाउ 2 years अगो क्या था? 2 years अगो सलीम क्या था?
सर फर्स्ट इक्वेशन बनेगी x minus 3y is equal to -4.
हाँ, let's do it step by step. Okay, Salim 2 years back, so Salim was s minus 2 and the daughter was d minus 2, right? अब इसकी रिलेशनशिप हमें दी गई है. What is that relationship? Salim is thrice as old as the daughter. Okay, so मतलब s minus 2, sorry, s minus 2 is 3 times d minus 2, right? This is our first equation. Now let's write 6 years later. What will be Salim? What will be Salim's age 6 years later? S plus 6, right? And daughter's age will be D plus 6. अब इसका रिलेशन दिया गया है, क्या है? He will be 4 times older, 4 years older than twice her age. So 4 times older. So S plus 6 is equal to 4 times older than twice her age. Then 2D plus 6. Okay, ठीक है. तो why I am doing it step by step? Because such questions का जो wording है वो कई बार complex हो सकता है, right?
Sir, Salim ki age 38 years and his daughter's age 14 years.
Very good, very good. Any student who has doubts in doing age questions like this, अगर आपको slightest doubt भी है तो please पूछ लीजिए. इस तरह के questions बहुत आते हैं. ठीक है, तो देखिए अब ये 2 इक्वेशंस बना ली. अगर आपने एक बार ये बन गई, इनको इसको सॉल्व करा है, अभी कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने आंसर बताया है, विच इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, सलीम इज करेंटली 38 years old एंड द डॉटर इज 14. ओके, वो आंसर आने के बाद आप उसको चेक कर सकते हो. 2 साल पहले सलीम was 36 and the daughter was 12, which and 36 is 3 times 12, and it's a very quick check. It wouldn't take you more than a few seconds. Important part है केवल ये equations बना पाना. किसी को भी अगर doubt है ये equation बना पाने में, okay, so please let me know now. I'll explain it more. Everybody is clear? Okay, so we will move forward. Wonderful. So this is the most typical type of question that you can get. Give me a second. Okay.
पूरन ये किसने ज्वाइन किया है?
ये what is
घोस्ट
the
मलिक
name? Who is this?
घोस्ट मलिक क्या है ये?
He has left, I guess, but nobody should do things like this, right? It disturbs everyone. Okay. And some students' video is still off.
अयान अली,
Jagrati,
Goldie.
Himanshu, Goldie.
मुकुल भारद्वाज, प्रियांशी गर्ग, वाहिद खान, अर्पण शर्मा. अर्पण आपका हमेशा ऑफ ही क्यों रहता है वीडियो?
मैम अर्पण तो कनेक्टेड ही नहीं है, उसका ऑडियो ही नहीं कनेक्टेड है, so he won't be hearing. I don't know why he's in the class, because he can't even hear us. He has not connected
yes,
the audio also.
Yes sir.
But others, yeah. Okay, good. So बेटा बस ऑफ करिए नहीं, अभी आपने ऑन किया है, वेरी गुड. जस्ट कीप इट ऑन. ओके, कीप द वीडियोस ऑन. The age of the father is twice the sum of ages of his 2 children. After 20 years, his age will be equal to the sum of the ages of his children. Find the age of the father. ठीक है? So this is a very interesting question. Okay, why is it an interesting question? It is an interesting question because there is a father and there are 2 children. Okay, so total कितने लोग हो गए? 3 लोग हो गए. या बोलिए प्रियांशी।
सर 40 ईयर्स है फादर की एज।
अच्छा, वेरी गुड, आप तो सुपर फास्ट है, वेरी गुड। ओके, सो ये जो क्वेश्चन है ये इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन क्यों बन जाता है कि यहाँ पे एक फादर है और 2 चिल्ड्रन है, राइट? सो वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ three variables: the father, first child, and the second child. Okay, but we are given only 2 conditions, which means we can only form 2 equations. Okay, but there are 3 variables, so the question is, how will we solve it? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's do this and find out how we can solve an equation which actually has 3 variables but only 2 equations. Okay, so let's do that. Let the father current age be F, okay, and the children's age be C1 and C2. Okay, so what is the first condition? The first condition is F is equal to 2 times C1 plus C2. ये हमारी फर्स्ट इक्वेशन बन गई है. What is causing this sound? Just a second.
माइक तो ऑफ है सबके.
हाँ, नहीं, it was from, there was some marketing call, ma'am. I think that was causing this sound. It's
Okay.
I turned it off now. Yeah. So okay, so the father's age is twice the sum of 2 ages, right? And 20 years later, what will happen? Father ka age to ho jayega F plus 20, right? Because everybody understood this method very clearly in the last example. Now I'm not writing everything. I'm just speaking and writing. Father's age will be F plus 20 and the son's ages will be just a second. I'm sorry, somebody was calling me again and again. These people can be a pain. Okay, F plus 20 is equal to the sum of the ages. But what is the age of the children now? The first child age has become C1 plus 20. And the second child's age has also become C2 plus 20. This gives us a second equation. There are only 2 equations. Okay, but the interesting thing is that when we continue with the second equation, we can club C1 plus C2 together and we get this. Okay, this is equation number 2, right?
सर हम इक्वेशन से C1 plus C2 की वैल्यू F/2 लिख सकते हैं.
Right. Okay, so yeah, we can use substitution if we want. So we will get C1 plus C2 is equal to F/2. So we can put that here. Okay. Okay. Now we can multiply the equation by 2 if we want, or we can first simplify this to get a 20 here, and we can take this here. So this will be F/2 is equal to 20 and F is equal to 40. Okay. And find the age of the father is the only thing they have asked us to find. Okay. So this is a question which initially looks like that it could not be a solvable problem. Okay, because there are 3 variables and 2 equations, but it is framed in such a way that we can eliminate this very easily. Okay, so this is one of its kind of question, okay, which looks like not solvable, but it is solvable as we proceed with it. Okay, no? That's why it's a very, very interesting type of a question. Okay. Okay, let's. Now, this is another very typical question that comes for simultaneous equations, which is the change in ratio type of question. Okay, how the change in numbers changes their ratios. Two numbers are in ratio 5 is to 6. Okay, so it is to say that x by y is equal to
First
5
5
by
by
6. Okay, so this gives us our first equation immediately. If 8 is subtracted from each of the numbers, okay, x minus 8 by y minus 8,
8
the
plus
ratio
4 by
becomes 4 by 5. Okay, this gives us a second equation. Now solving the equation is easy. I don't want to spend time of the entire class in trying to solve it. When you do these questions, then you should definitely solve these, right? Now I'm pretty sure you know from where these questions are coming from, right? You know from where these questions are coming from. Which book are these questions from? Because I think I didn't say that, but do you know which book these questions are coming from?
सर दिस क्वेश्चन तो एनसीईआरटी बुक में ही है
हाँ, ये actually ना these questions which we are using for revision now, they are in the exemplar problems. Okay, everybody knows about exemplar problems.
यस सर
है ना, तो वो आप एनसीईआरटी की वेबसाइट से यू कैन गो एंड चेक दोस प्रॉब्लम्स. Okay, so the questions, there are a few questions sometimes I add which I create just to explain a point, but most of the questions are the exemplar questions, so make it a point to do the exemplar also. Okay, so anyway we do quite a few of those in the class. The remaining you should do at home. Okay.
There is my x की value 40 and y की value 48.
Okay, very good. Very, very good. Okay. So, building practice and solving this fast is something you should do. And never forget that these kind of questions, the best news why when they are in exam is you can check the answer yourself. So simultaneous equations, यानी ये जो हम linear pair of equations कर रहे हैं, इसको simultaneous equation भी कहते हैं, और इसके आंसर्स हमेशा आप खुद वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं. अभी जैसे आपको आंसर आ गया है 40 by 48, राइट? सो आप चेक कर सकते हैं 40 by 48 is indeed 5 by 6, right? And you then put it here, so this will become 32 by 40, right, which is 4 by 5. So you can immediately go and check your answer. Okay, so you can be 100% sure that your answers were correct. Okay. Okay, let's do the next question. There are some students in two examination halls, A and B. To make the number of students equal in each hall, 10 students are sent from A to B. Okay, so let A में students X हैं, B में Y हैं मान लीजिए, ठीक है? तो क्या to make the students equal, यानी X में से 10 बच्चे जो चले गए वो कहां चले गए? Y में चले गए, तो Y में Y plus 10 हो गए, A में X minus 10 हो गए, ये दोनों इक्वल हैं, तो दिस गिव्स यू योर फर्स्ट इक्वेशन.
सर इसका 100 स्टूडेंट्स हॉल ए का आ रहा है एंड बी का 80 आ रहा है.
ओके, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. ओके, let's make the second equation. But if 20 students are sent from B to A, right? तो 20 students यानी कि अगर Y में से 20 निकालकर X में चले जाएं, तब क्या रिलेशन बनता है? तब यहां पे डबल हो जाते हैं वो स्टूडेंट्स, यानी दिस इज डबल ऑफ दिस. This gives you your second equation. Okay. Now solving the equation is pretty simple, right? So okay, और ये हमारे पास है ही, तो you can subtract the two equations and you will get 30 is equal to y. So y is equal to 80. Okay, then x will be equal to 100. Okay, now let's, we have some more time, we can do one more question. A shopkeeper gives books on rent for reading. She takes a fixed charge for the first 2 days and an additional charge for each day thereafter. Latika paid rupees 22 for a book kept for 6 days, while Anand paid rupees 16 for a book kept for 4 days. Okay, so let the fixed charge, okay, be X and charge per day be Y. Okay, so let's write the Latika's equation first. So Latika had the book for 6 days. So for the first 2 days, what did she pay? X. And for the remaining, how many remaining days are there? Remaining days कितने हैं? 6 है, लेकिन 2 दिन
सर
के
x
लिए
की वैल्यू 10 आ रही है और y की वैल्यू 3.
अच्छा, ओके. सो ये क्या हो गया? 4 into y. ये तो इसका 22 है, ये हमारा फर्स्ट इक्वेशन है. उसी तरह से हम सेकंड इक्वेशन बनाएंगे आनंद के लिए. आनंद की क्या बनेगी? x plus 2y is equal to 16. ये हमारी सेकंड इक्वेशन है, तो उसको सॉल्व करना इज वेरी फास्ट, राइट? 6. सो y is equal to 3 आ गया हमारा, so x is equal to 10, right? So fixed price for the first 2 days is 10 rupees and for the remaining extra days 3 rupees per day is the charge. Okay, so one thing I would always say is never leave your answer just in variables, right? The question asked is find the fixed charges, so in the answer ensure you write that. Okay, fixed charges is equal to rupees 10 and charge per day is equal to rupees 3. So you have to give the full answer, otherwise you might lose a mark there. Okay. Okay, so we are coming to the end of the class. We'll continue with the same topic and similar questions tomorrow. After that, we'll move on to the next chapter. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'll also mark the attendance. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Nice day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.